Hello, soldiers. Hope all of you are doing well. I'm Vaughn, and this is Swag Fitness, or Soldiers Walking Along with God. And today we're going to be talking about shocking the system. So, how often should you switch up your workout routine? So, I'm a strong believer in shocking your muscles. Nobody likes to do the same thing over and over again, but when is the right time to switch it up? How often should you switch up your workout routine? I don't believe in doing it every single week, especially if you are learning something new. You might know a ton of exercises, but have you got proper form and good technique? That would make you a jack of all trades, but master of none. Master something first, and then you can switch it up. So it should also be mentioned that when most people hear about shocking your muscles, they thinking they're thinking change the exercise. And that's not always the case. That's one of the ways to do that, but that's the very last thing that I would change when I'm training. So take into account that these are there are various other factors, um, but you don't want to change them all at once. And these are the factors that we can change. So sets, your reps, intensity, the frequency, and the duration of the exercise. So when it comes to talking about sets and reps, I would increase the intensity and decrease the volume um, for about 2 weeks for about 2 weeks, 8 weeks at a time. So what do I mean by that? I'm just going to give you a little example. This is just a little template. It's not set in stone, but it's just giving you an idea of what it is that I'm saying. So weeks 1 and 2, you want to do 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps. And then weeks 3 and 4, that's 6 reps of 6 sets. Weeks 5 and 6, you have 10 sets for 3 reps. And your weeks 7 and 8 is going to be your deload period, so your recovery time. And then after we finish week 7 and 8, we're going to repeat back to week 1 and 2 and increase the load. So intensity is just another word for how much you're lifting, right? The weight you're lifting, or the load that's being lifted. So intensity needs to be changed because you're not always going to be able to handle the same load week in and week out, right? You want to avoid that overtraining. So maybe one week we do 85 to 100% 1RM, or 67 to 85% 1RM, or less than 67% 1RM. That's your strength, that's your hypertrophy, that's your endurance phase. But that's one way that we can switch it up. Doing a week of strength, a week of hypertrophy, and then a week of endurance. You can also do it within that week. So you pick 3 days out of your week and say you're doing your total body exercises or whatever. So you have 3 days. Well, that first day you could train for strength. Next day you can train for hypertrophy. And the next time you go in, you could train for endurance. So you can do it within your week as well. Um, Frequency is basically how often you're going to be training per week, right? So this can be changed to avoid certain plateaus. So, for example, you've been training four times per week, but you've recently hit a plateau. So instead of continuing training 4 times a week, you can bring it down to 3 times a week. And those are just some of the many different ways that we can switch it up. Again, I'm not going to, introduce somebody to an exercise and the next week have them do something different. No, that's not enough time for them to adjust or get used to doing the proper form and technique based on that exercise. So they need to get that form and technique down before they can progress to any other exercise. And then once they master that, then I will progress them. But you have all of these other factors that we can increase as well to help to shock the system, since we're going to keep those same exercises, but there are these factors that I named off. These are the ways we can change and shock our system. Does not always mean that you have to change your exercises every single week. That's just one way, but that's the last thing that we want to change. And guys, that brings us to the end of this video. And if you found this video helpful in any way, shape, or form, please let me know down in the comment section below. Leave any kind of questions, comments, or suggestions that you might have. And I want to take the time to thank each and every one of you, those who have been supportive of this channel, giving me words of encouragement. That has been greatly appreciated. I really needed it. Thanks, guys. If you're new to this channel, please, I want you guys to click the subscribe button. Subscribe to this channel. Tell your friends about it. Tell anybody about it. Share this content with anyone and everyone you know. We want to do our best to get our message out there to anyone who is willing to listen. But that's all the time that we have for today. Until next time, continue to be blessed. Continue to be a soldier. Be a soldier that walks along with God. Thank you. God bless.